Welcome to WoW number 31. Woo! We've gone so far. And I'm so happy you guys are here because just yesterday I was talking to Laura, who is, you guys all know she's one of the masterful creators of Key. And she said something about WoW being about a diet. And for those of you who are with us, it's not about a diet. It's about creating healthy habits in your lifestyle. So tell your friends and family that this is not about a diet, okay? It is about just everyone finding these little nuggets, these little truffles of truth for themselves that they can apply to their lives. And that way, then you're actually helping support the quantum twine wave effect, as well as being able to maintain the results that you achieve with other technology. You know what I mean? So I was saying yesterday on Mac that, if you have a hammer in one hand and you're just always hammering your thumb, and then you go to get that thumb healed and you come right back out of that healing session and you keep hammering that thumb, do you think your thumb's going to get better and stay better? Absolutely not. So the goal here with WoW is about teaching you healthy habits so that you can just start layering them one at a time to create healthy lifestyles. And we do know that there's a lot of information that's given. There's a lot of tips and it can be overwhelming at times. So that's why I do the WoW tips, so you can be reminded of past shows and different wisdom that is given. So in case you forgot something or it wasn't the right time for you to implement a different healthy habit, you can revisit that in a short little post of, the WoW tips that I put on Telegram. So, but that's what it's all about. And our goal here is really, truly to empower you as individuals to take care of you. Okay? Because we know that we can heal ourselves, but if we're eating McDonald's and drinking Coca-Cola, I don't think that we have a really good shot of healing. And so we want to make sure that we are consciously making healthier habits. Okay, so that's what the goal here. Now, is anybody new today? Brand new, never been to WoW?
I
No?
see somebody from Spain. Where did I see somebody from Spain? Is she off? Somebody was there and it said Spain. I don't think I've seen her
Okay.
before. Yeah.
I didn't see. So nobody's new. Okay, good. So I don't have to introduce ourselves. I'm Tracy. My cohort here is Dr. Gloria. And today's show is it's a part 2 because about a week or so ago, Cynthia put out an all call for people to give tips on gardening, homesteading, preserving, all of that stuff that we want to do or learn to do so that we can own our own food supply as best as possible, or procure it in a safe way. So we're not buying from Tyson or Kraft or all these big manufacturers that may not have your best interest, as a priority over their profit line. So, and here's the thing, if we're not growing, we're dying. And so I feel like opening up your mind to new knowledge is so valuable. Even myself, with all that I have learned through, the last 20 years of being in this space, I still learn new things all the time. And I do a lot of research and I learn new, and Dr. Gloria is a great source. So, but today we're going to hear from you because last week you mostly heard from me, Dr. Gloria, and Dr. Ruby. And they are still going to have some value add for today's show, of course. But today we really want to hear about you. And as I always kick off the call, we're going to hear from you first. So if there's anyone here that has taken tips from WoW, and I'd love to hear from those of you who haven't spoken up in the past, like who has implemented healthy tips and how has it helped your life? Yesterday, I interviewed Larry, who was on our very first WoW call, and he basically said that because of a few things that I said, he was like, he's now lost 50 pounds. So
Wow.
still a work in progress. I still needed to coach him on a few things, but he's doing really well and he feels a lot better. Doreen, go ahead.
Okay, even though I haven't been on, had a chance to be on many of the WoW calls, I've seen some things get posted, you know, in the chat. And I decided one day to use it for the cleaning tips, a little bit of coconut oil. But I did get some kind of a tip about, you know, a mask and everything like that from somebody else outside of QHS, just to clean up and stuff. But I had incorporated coconut oil in it and learned how so much about how hot water is pretty important when cleansing, doing deep cleanses like that. And the coconut oil afterwards really worked and applied because I started getting dry hands again for some reason. So then I was applying coconut oil at night. Remember how they used to use, for some reason, they would use Vicks and all that Vaseline stuff, that bad stuff. Well, this does a remarkable job, the virgin coconut oil. And I'd first heard about it maybe 5-10 years ago from somebody that was using it for other reasons. And then I saw the toothpaste, you know, option, except I use the Bob Red's Mills baking soda and then apply the coconut oil in it so that it makes it smoother to brush the teeth and things like that. And it's felt so good afterwards. And the showers are better because I'm using not every day, but I use that Bob's Mill baking soda a lot, the coconut oil, and then if you ever heard of the bentonite clay, I kind of applied that a few times. I don't do it every day, but I do it maybe like 3 times a week, and I'm feeling pretty happy on that.
Awesome. Yeah, bentonite clay is a really good binder. So
Mhm.
you can put it in like a bath bomb, you know, you want to cover it so it doesn't plug your pipes, but it's really good to take, you know, with a bath. And also you
Mhm.
can take capsules so that they bind when you're detoxifying. So, because you don't want to be unlodging things in your body and then have them just kind of swimming around. So things like charcoal and bentonite clay are helpful for that. So to actually help them evacuate from your body. So good job, Noreen. Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay, Barbara.
I don't know. I had some, oops, I had some homesteading things. I don't know if you want that now or later.
Keep your hand up. I'll call on you first when we get to that part, okay? Just keep your hand up. Linda M.
After your call last week, I went ahead and made me a list of all the things that I've changed in my life since I've been watching the show. Actually, a few months ago, I don't know if I even said anything on here or not. Somebody gave my sister a bunch of clothes and they didn't fit her, so she gave them to me. And I had just lost a little bit of weight because of all this about 6 months ago, went down 1 dress size. And now most of those clothes don't even fit me. As you can see, I got on something that's a little bit big today, but I'm trying to make it work. I've lost 20 pounds altogether in the last year or so since I've been watching and all this. I don't feel unhealthy. I feel great. And I don't think you want me to go through all this, but I just thought I'd tell you that little story.
I love that. How many things are on your list, Linda?
I have 18 on it, but I know there's more. I've been working on it, you know, off and on. And then I've learned some things this week too I haven't even put on there, like the meditation and stuff like that.
Cool.
I've
Okay,
been
so
writing
here's
in my
what I would
diary
ask.
now.
So if you guys could please, those of you, Linda LC and admin Linda, and anybody else who's developed healthy habits, if you guys could please email them to me, because what I can do is I'll make a chart, like a checklist, because there's so many things that it's kind of hard to do everything every day. However, what if you did everything twice a week or 3 times a week and you just kind of varied up your different healthy habits each day so that it wasn't overwhelming? And then we can make a checklist and we can share it with everyone, you know, and then maybe it would encourage them to also come to WoW. And then, you know, we're able to get that knowledge out to people who just don't have the bandwidth in their day to sit through an hour call like this. Can you do that, please, my dear? Awesome. You rock, Linda. I so appreciate you. Linda helps me with some stuff on the hug videos, which by the way, I'm implementing a whole week of those next week. So I'll let you know. I'll email you about it.
I need to get caught up then, don't I?
No, 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 no. You
Oh.
are way ahead of me. You're good.
Okay.
Awesome. Okay, Pat had your hand up earlier. Do you want to go ahead and say what you were going to say?
Okay. I think we're kind of out of order because we were going to say something about gardening, and I've also got a lot of things that I've been adapting to as far as cooking goes, and loving, but I haven't been attending this show. It just started really, one other show, and looking forward to doing more. But just one thing about the sauces, Dr. Gloria's sauces, I'm starting to really enjoy this, and it's making my life a lot easier. I've been herxing for over a year now, so my diet is very important, and I have a devout plant eater, and you know, we have guests over, they may eat meat and who knows what. So with the sauces, it's just like, okay, you know, who wants what, and just pour some sauce everywhere. So it's been great for me, and it's been easy. I've been surprised at just how easy it is. So that's one thing I wanted to say. And the gardening thing, I don't know if you want us to talk about it now.
Go ahead and raise your hand, and then that way I can get you in order in line. And when we get started on that very shortly, we'll talk about that. Okay. I'm excited to hear that. So you said something about the sauces. So I feel like we want our food to taste good. So there was a time in my life when I was a little crazy, and we ate these things called power meals. And they were basically what my husband calls boneless, skinless, tasteless chicken, steamed broccoli, and rice, brown rice, like a scoop. It was horrible. And even like one of my friends, like I didn't last on this very long because I need flavor. And when I was into the whole fat-free craze, I don't know if any of you guys fell for that crap back in the 80s and 90s, where we ate everything was fat-free. Oh, Ruby's like shaking her head, not me. Well, I was one of those, I don't know, trendy, like I just fell for everything, very gullible. And so, but everything was just too sweet. Now that, we learn how to cook with fat and use real butter and like real whole cream and good God-given ingredients, it changes your palate big time. And so that's the goal, is to find ways to change your palate. So you're not craving sweet flavors, but you're really satisfied with savory dishes. And if you must have sweet flavors, there are plenty of things that you can do without spiking your blood sugar. One of my new things is I have these protein bars, which are no longer available. They just stopped manufacturing them. So I bought like a dozen boxes. But one of my goals that I'm going to do is learn how to make these. And then what you do is they're kind of chewy, like a caramel, like that texture. And so what I do is I cut them into 12 little pieces. So they're little teeny pieces, like the size of my fingernail. And then when I feel like I just want a little something sweet, I just have one little piece of it. And then that way I'm also getting the protein that I would have normally just eaten a whole bar just to get extra protein. So stay tuned, because on the hug videos, every Monday, I'm going to post a recipe or a cooking video that's just really short of things that I actually eat on a daily basis. So I think a week ago I did, or maybe this week I did the egg white wraps, which you can also make with whole eggs. But when I started playing with this recipe, it's because I was mimicking an egg white wrap that I actually found at Nob Hill at the grocery store. And so I was trying to mimic that. But then I thought, well, I wonder how this would be with whole eggs. And so it's actually even better. So I will do a show on that as well to show you guys how to do it. But the egg white recipe is really, really good. And it serves a purpose. So we're going to get started on the whole thing. Wait, does anybody have something to add that's not about homesteading? No, you guys are all in line. Okay. So I want to show you three things, or a few things that Dr. Gloria told me about. Okay, so this is can you guys see this? No. See this? This is the seed.
Tilt it just a little bit more. It's a seed quilt, right?
Yeah, it's a seed quilt. And
Tilt
I'm gonna
it
hold it up
towards the
and
camera,
try it.
just
It's
a
gonna
little.
spill. It's gonna spill
Oh,
if
it
I
spilled.
tilt it anymore. Okay, but I'm gonna hold it up. So they come in, like this is one of 4 pieces, okay? They come in a strand or in a quilt of 4 pads. This is one. So there would be 4 times 4, 16 pads. So what you do is you can cut them. This one I didn't cut. Okay, but you can see, oh, I did cut it in half. So there's a total of 16. And what happens is you fill this like little thing with water.
It's a
And
tray.
Tray, thank you. You'd fill the tray with water, and then as it starts sprouting, it puffs up the material or the paper that's holding the seeds down. And this is my new favorite way of sprouting. And then I mentioned this.
Let me add to that, Tracy.
Go ahead.
The fun part is watching it sprout. I feel like a kindergartner when we first learned how to sprout a seed, because they pop up real quick and you start seeing them. But the nice part is that when they get the height that you want, as mature or as tender as you want, just use scissors and cut them.
Yeah.
And sometimes they'll regrow. So she didn't know about the quilts. I didn't either. It was a patient of mine that told me several years ago, and it's a wonderful way to sprout. And I'll show you another quick way on a show and tell. So go ahead, Tracy. But
So you can you see here where they're light? That means those are about ready to push through. They're light in color because when you first water these, they're just dark. So these are great because they're nutrient dense. They're really high in vitamins and minerals because the sprout contains all the nutrition of the seed. So would you rather eat one little sprout or a big old thing of broccoli? It's just you get more. And then this is my kombucha this is the starting of the SCOBY, which I get to actually transplant to a big vessel, which I'm going to do continuous brew on Saturday. So I'll show you guys that next week. But this SCOBY is just getting rehydrated and it's getting thick. And so you'll be able to see that. And the last thing I pulled out is something that I was gifted back in 2016. Okay. It's homemade vinegar. Now, I'm a salad queen. Salad is my favorite food ever. And so one of our distant family from the Italian, the dad gifted me this. And so I've just maintained it because it's easy and I can. I also, Gloria, I bought those things you said last week. This one, I got these.
Oh, yes. That's to vacuum seal. Yeah.
And then I got this one, which I'm not really sure the difference. One you said was in place of canning and one you said was for fermenting. So let's talk about that later because I really want to hear from, them today. And then, but if we have time today, we can go over this. If not, we'll do it soon. Like maybe.
Okay. Can I take 2 minutes on the sprouting and show my show and tell?
Yeah.
I always hated throwing away toilet paper rolls. I kept thinking there's got to be a better use than going in the trash. And when I had my organic farm, my commitment was to be self-contained. I was off the grid, solar, backup generator. This is how you start. I got to show you. This is how you cut a tube in half, then make 4 slits on the bottom of that half tube. And do you see how, let's see if I can show it. See how I've got it? Like you would, do a box and interlock the 4 pieces so that it's solid on the bottom. So it forms a little box. Okay. And what you do is
put it in front of your face so it doesn't, and now
there,
turn it over.
got it. Perfect.
Upside down. Yeah. So
See?
essentially she took
a
a tube and cut it like this and
there you go.
So 4 slits and then folded one over the other, and then tucked it in.
And tucked it in, right. So the reason for that is if you don't want to sprout or buy quilts and you want to start your own seeds, what happens many times, because I had a huge organic farm, is that when you start them in those little pots, that you can buy, put a few seeds and then you have to transplant them into your pot, many times they die because they get shocked. This is biodegradable. So if you put soil in here, and you put a few seeds and then put a little soil on top, and then just stick them. We used to use a big Pyrex baking dish, you know, the rectangle ones. Just put a bunch of them in there, and I'd label, I'd write on it what it was, chives, broccoli, whatever. And when you put them in the pot, this biodegrades into the soil and they don't get shocked. That's the bottom line. You're not taking them out with the roots and trying to put them in somewhere else. So even if you're planting seeds outside, it works. So just say, my neighbors used to laugh that I saved these big plastic bags of toilet rolls, right? And before I knew it, they were all asking if I had extras. So what seems silly sometimes is not only good for the environment, but it's cost effective, and you don't shock the plant, the seeds, when they start sprouting. You're not pulling the roots out. You're putting them actually in the soil or in the little pot that you're going to grow them in. Okay, so that's my tip for today.
Very, very smart. I love that idea. I'm going to try that on my own without telling my hubby, because he likes to be the king of seeds. No, I think that's a great idea. And somebody asked about the sprouts. I don't know the answer to that. Gloria would be better. So after you cut them, after you cut the sprouts, do they keep regrowing and regrowing, or do you need a new quilt?
Some do. No, some do and some don't. I was able to get a couple of cuttings, not as strong as the first one, a couple, and some of them don't. And I don't know if that's just the seeds or the light or the humidity, but yes, usually you get another second cutting. But they're delicious. I mean, if you like a little spiciness, I use the sprouts. There's Magda. I think she just got some of hers in a different jar. But you use the radishes, and they're spicy. The radish sprouts are absolutely delicious. Remember, for wraps, for tacos, for anything, salads, it's, you know, sandwiches. The sprouts are 1,000% more nutritious than any vegetable or salad you'd ever buy, and you control how they're being grown, as long as you're buying heirloom organic seeds. So that's why I like sprouting and seeding, and you don't have to depend on the store. I mean, it's nice to go buy my big butter lettuce, but when things get ugly, you need to have something you can be self-sustaining. So that's why.
And the butter lettuce, you guys, I bought a live one recently because I couldn't find just a regular one, and because I don't usually always buy the live ones because they're more expensive. But I hold on, I want to show you guys.
They're delicious. They're delicious.
Yeah, they're really good. But I want to show you what happened if I can find it. Oh gosh, I'll show you guys later. I took some pictures, and Ruby also has some pictures to share, which I'll open those and share them, or she can share them. But let's go ahead and start. Go ahead, Barbara. What have you got to share? We just love learning from everyone.
And
Absolutely.
Well, after last week, I wanted to show you, here is my sprouting setup. I got this little container off Amazon, and the jar just sits in it and drains. I've used a plastic mesh, a food grade plastic mesh, just to cut out circles for my jars. And I do that, mostly what I sprout for are my daughter's chickens. And once they're sprouted, I stick them in these, it's a tray with a mesh thing, and then a lid, and then grow it so that till the grass, and I'm sprouting wheat, till the grass is about 6 inches tall. That I cut the grass like you would mow a lawn, but I cut it and take it out to the chickens. And they know the sound of my vehicle. When I pull in, they all come running to their coop doors. Hilarious. I've been canning since I was like 8 years old in 4-H, so I can all the time. I can meat. Here's my hamburger. It's nice to have, especially when you have kids in sports. You just dump it out and heat it up, flavor it however you want. And you can it as taco meat or whatever. I just mostly can it plain so that you can season it for whatever you want at the time.
Okay, so can I ask you a question about that? Go slower, because I'm going to have some questions, and I'm sure other people are going to also. So is that just ground meat
That's just
bought and preserved?
Well, I don't buy it because we butcher our own, but yes, you can buy it. And when I can it, if you put it in raw, it will come into a chunk. You can break it apart, but it's more like spam, or it's a tough. So I partially brown it, not completely, because it cooks, you know, more in the canner, but partially brown it so it stays separated.
Okay, so
And
do you have to cook it again after you take it out of the jar?
you heat it.
Okay.
I mean, you
You heat
can
it.
eat it out of the jar. I don't happen to like cold hamburger out of the jar, but you could. But heating it is always better. But it just takes a fraction. You don't have to wait for the package of hamburger to thaw out. It's just right there, ready to go.
Okay.
Barbara, I did that a lot when I had my farm, because I used to be able to buy the meat from my Amish or Mennonite patients.
Right.
But I used to do it like you said, different seasonings, Tracy. Like I would market taco seasoning, so everything I put into the taco mix. And then I would make Italian seasoning for Italian sauce, and Greek, you know, if I was going to make a Greek dish. And so I think I had 4 or 5, I don't remember, combinations. And she's right, you just heat it. It's like fast food.
It is
Done.
fast food.
Because
What's
because you
the,
just brown it
white
lightly.
stuff?
And I used to put onions and garlic and
Mhm.
everything in it when I browned it, and then put it in the canner, and I had it in my root cellar.
Right.
So that's
I've
great,
done-
Barbara. I had forgotten
I've
about
done
that.
Beef roast, chicken, turkey, any of the meats you can. Since I have
Right.
beef, that's what I do the most of, but I do chicken and turkey as well.
So what's
Do you
the
do
white
the water?
stuff?
Do you what?
Meats I pressure can. I have 4 canners, 2 pressure canners, a water bath, and a steam canner.
Oh, see, I use the water
Yeah,
bath.
but
I didn't use the
Barb, what is
pressure.
the white stuff on the top of the meat? Is that just fat?
It's just fat, and that's
So
I
what
did
is that?
drain the hamburger, but when you can it, any more fat rises, and it's just around the edge. It's just a little bit, but the fat is what gives meat flavor. So you want to keep some of that in there.
Cool.
Yeah. What? That's great.
Yes, and then
Thank you.
last year I did pickled garlic. And first time I did cranberry juice. I just dumped cranberries in, added my filtered water, no sugar, nothing else. And then they have to sit for like 30, 60 days, something like that. And I haven't even broken into it yet, but I love cranberry juice, but the stuff you get at the store is worthless. I did do some cranberry concentrate that I really do like, with not the berries in it. I don't know if you can see the berries,
Mhm.
but I
Yeah.
just steamed the berries to pieces and then canned that, but that was labor intensive. This is fast.
Were they raw?
Barbara,
Yes.
yeah, they were raw, right? And then don't you put them through like a Vitamix? What do you use then to make the juice? I
They
haven't
just
done the
juice,
cranberries.
they juice just like doing grape juice. It makes its own
Oh.
juice. You do have to add a little bit of sugar for them to release their flavor, but I use the
Right.
very bare minimum. Like I said, I haven't broken into this. The one that I did concentrate, I just strained the poor little pale berries out after I got done steaming them. They were so anemic, they were awful. Chickens loved them, however. The good thing about having chickens as I can get.
That's right.
And I was doing research about 3-4 years ago and realized that when you can, all but like 2 vitamins get destroyed in the heating process. And they were talking about freeze dryer. So I thought, oh, this sounds like fun. So I bought a freeze dryer. I have freeze dried asparagus stem. Boy, this doesn't show up. Freeze dried
Yeah, it
asparagus.
does.
I coated with a little bit of oil and then whatever seasoning you want, like garlic salt or whatever you want on that. So I have crunchy asparagus spears whenever I want.
I've never done that. Have you, Tracy? No. Okay, now Barbara, wait a minute. You're leaving us hanging here. I like the idea you said about the asparagus. Tell us how you did that though. Did you water can it, or did you just?
It's not, no, it's not canned. It is, this is my freeze dryer. I moved from my canning to my freeze drying.
Okay, so when you did the freeze drying, you put the asparagus in there, they're freeze dried, and then you just put them in there to preserve them. You
Right,
didn't
put
do
'em in
any
the
processing in the jar.
Right, I just put them in the jar, vacuum sealed it. most things
That
I
was
put
the,
in
that's the
Mylar
trick.
bags.
Vacuum sealing. See, that's what that gadget is that you bought, Tracy, that I recommended. You could do what she did and then vacuum seal it, which is like canning it because it's preserving it. No bacteria
Right.
can get in there. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Right. For in my kitchen, I have this little gadget and it will fit both the regular and the wide mouth canning, or, mason jars
Mm-hmm.
to vacuum seal them, because I put like my spices in little like jelly jars, and then can vacuum seal them, and it just takes a few seconds to just sit it on top and vacuum seal them after I open it. But I want to reseal it to keep them fresh. So I've done that, or I do that. For my jars that are not canning jars, I purchased this little beast, and it hooks onto my food saver to vacuum seal, and I can put a whole quart jar, but it can be a quart jar that has not the canning lid. Like if you have I don't like a pickle jar that's got the different kind of lid, I can vacuum that. In any jar that's got a lid with a seal around it, a rubber seal, you can vacuum seal in that. Here is my lemons that I freeze dried and then pulverized, just so I have lemon. I just sliced the lemons and then put them in like a coffee grinder or Vitamix or whatever, just to make powder. Then you can mix it in anything you want. I like it in my tea, anything that you want lemon powder. Here is my stevia. I grew stevia last year and freeze dried it and pulverized it. It's green because it's not processed like you get in the store. But it's
Barbara,
just
what
like
state do you live in? What state do you live in?
South Dakota. I'm very close to Kelly.
Wow, and you were able to grow stevia?
House.
I grew it in a pot on my deck. Yes.
Okay.
It's going to be, it's an annual.
And when I was there, I tasted one of her some of her freeze dried stuff, and there was a slice of tomato, and I don't normally like tomato, and I was blown away at the flavor in this freeze dried slice of tomato, and I was like, I need more of this. It is really very flavorful. You think that it would just pulverize it to nothing and that you'd just be eating like cardboard, but even in the dehydrated state, it is so tasty.
It's the flavors are usually intensified because you take out the moisture, right?
Exactly.
What kind of dehydrator do you have, Barbara?
It's a freeze dryer.
What do you know what brand it is?
Harvest Right, I believe.
Harvest Right.
You can buy it anymore. You can buy it at a lot of the farm stores.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta go get
Tractor Supply has
TSC.
Oh.
And
okay, and what is it called?
Harvest
Right. Just a freeze dryer.
Just a freeze dryer. Okay.
It's about the size of a large dorm refrigerator.
Oh.
Mine is. They make them bigger too, but I got the medium size.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about now. Okay.
Since my daughter has chickens, here's my freeze dried eggs, and they work marvelous. I baked with them, made scrambled eggs. I mean, it's pulverized, so yeah, you're not going to have a sunny side up egg, but you have scrambled eggs. Here is my milk. Boy, it really doesn't show, but it's like little flakes, and it rehydrates. It's better if you rehydrate it and let it sit overnight in the refrigerator for the best texture and flavor, but it works. And this is for Dr. Gloria. Her cranberry salad, that we've made a cranberry salad in my family very similar for years, but I took and put them in molds and then freeze dried it. So I have little cranberry salad bites anytime I want.
Oh my goodness. That's amazing.
Wow, Barbara.
I've got to come to North Dakota.
South Dakota. You don't even have to go that far
South
north.
Dakota.
Right.
Okay.
And then you were talking about the copper coils. And so here is my copper coil. I have little molds, and you can just buy copper wire at your hardware store and make your own little Fibonacci coils. And this is just a stick from the yard, and just stick it in my, like I said, I have container gardening. I've never loved to garden. I love to can, but I have a farmer's market that I can get anything I want to can.
Right. And Barbara, what I use is chopsticks, the bamboo chopsticks you can get at the dollar store in a big package. That's what I wrap the copper wire on.
Right.
It's inexpensive and it works.
Exactly. My freeze dried, I don't have any samples because I don't have any pets, thank heavens. But I freeze dried beef because I have access to beef. Lung, I just did liver. I've done liver, chicken, liver, and heart. I just did a beef lung. Don't know if I'll ever do it again. It has an odor that's different than I'm used to. But I ground it, added pumpkin to it, put them in molds, freeze dried them. So my daughter's little dogs have little freeze dried raw meat snacks.
You're amazing.
Well, and you were talking about you like to do zucchini, slices of zucchini and dehydrate it. I don't dehydrate often. I do some, but if you use a Daikon radish and slice it thin, season it and put it in the freeze dryer, you have fantastic potato chips.
Cool.
Tracy, you have a dehydrator, don't you?
I have a dehydrator, but she's talking about freeze drying, which is a little different.
Right. It is a lot different.
Okay.
Right.
Yes.
Let's see. Oh, like I said, last year I grew the stevia peppermint. And I grew my lavender plant I brought in, and it's still thriving. But I couldn't get my oregano to grow enough that I could even harvest anything. So I don't know what happened there, but I would like to do oregano because that's a great additive to put in my chicken food, because I have made a flock block where you put seed and molasses and spices. I put in like diatomaceous earth, which you could also put in the little dog treats for worming, etc.
Wow. Can you please send me recipes? Because last week I said I was going to make a book about resources. So any recipes that you have that you think would be helpful, like what you just said for the dogs, I think that's good. For the chickens, that's good.
Yes.
Like just throw me down a couple so I can add them to the book, which is going to also have links, because it will be a PDF that I'll post up on our blog. So there'll be live links to different things so people could have resources.
Okay, sounds good.
Right.
And Dr. Gloria.
And Barbara, I have a hint for you.
Yes.
Put some Epsom salts, very little, in some water, and water your oregano, and it'll grow.
Oh, okay, good. I will. Thank you. Yeah,
Don't
and I'm
overdo
wondering,
it.
there's so many different kinds of oregano. I wasn't sure what kind or what.
I don't think it matters. I think it's just that it needs more of the magnesium, and the Epsom salts will give it that.
Perfect. I will do that. And I have to laugh at your your toilet paper rolls. I have them too, but what I've done with them, because I don't do a lot of planting because I don't like to garden, fill them with either shredded paper or dryer lint, put some rosemary in it, and then melt it, the tail ends of your candles, whatever, some paraffin, whatever, and pour it in there. And then I wrap it in wax paper, and they make fantastic scented fire starters for your fire pit.
Oh gosh.
Wow.
Barb, bravo. That was awesome.
Bravo, Barbara. Thank you.
That was amazing.
We need that fire starter scent deal. We need that for sure.
Well, The scent is
Yeah.
just whatever candle I have left over. You know, there's always some in the bottom.
Right.
So I just saved my little chunks of candle, melt it, pour it in the paper toilet paper roll with stuffed with whatever, and so it just is all in clumped together. It
Wow.
holds
Well,
it
definitely
together.
give the rough proportions to Tracy so that she can include it in this wonderful handout that she's going to make for everybody.
It's hilarious.
It
Yes,
Yeah.
sounds,
Thank you, Barbara.
it sounds better than, we use cones off of pine trees that we've
Right.
scented
Yep.
with wax, but they burst in the fireplace.
they pop.
Yep.
Yeah.
They pop.
Yeah,
Or
they
this
do.
wouldn't.
No, it doesn't pop. It's hilarious. It's just something fun to do.
Tracy, that book you were going to do is getting bigger.
It is. You guys, so please feel free to send me your stuff. Okay, let's go to Pat. Thank you so much, Barbara.
Thank
You rock.
Yeah.
Pat, go for
Thank
it.
you.
Okay.
Okay, this is Paul. I'm with Pat on her
Hi,
computer.
Paul.
First of all, Barbara, thank you very much.
You just stole our thunder, Barbara.
No, what is we're going to talk about? He did talk about it, but how many, I know at least two of you have heard of electroculture. Have
Yeah.
most of you heard of it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you use it?
Yeah.
Not as much as I should.
Yeah, we were going to share some knowledge. We learned about it last year and had a wonderful, we have a small garden, but we had 3 times as many small cherry tomatoes than we've ever had. It was because of electroculture. So what you can do, a lot of people are doing their home gardens and so on. And so as Barbara mentioned, you take a piece of it could be a bamboo pole. You can go like 6 feet high if you want. And you can cover a big, you can easily cover 240 square feet with one pole. And when you do it, you're wrapping that copper from the bottom clockwise until you get to the top. And then you have a little bit pointing out to the north. And that harvests the energy from the atmosphere. And
Oh, okay. So you just said you have to wrap it clockwise and
Clockwise, yes.
top facing north. Okay.
Well, yeah, there's an exception, and it's dependent on where you live, I've heard. CultivateElevate.com is the original site for this, and somewhere in the south, I don't know exactly where the line is, you go counterclockwise, and then in the north you go clockwise.
south of the equator
Is it the
counterclockwise.
yeah, I wasn't sure on that, but yeah.
And how long of a
Okay.
tip do you need to leave at the top to point north?
Doesn't matter. Yeah. And sometimes I've used crystals on the end. It gives it a little extra,
Yeah, it harvests the ether out of the atmosphere.
Yeah.
That's right.
Interesting.
And we've been wrapping
Yes.
our trees too, because the trees have been all drying out, and some trees can't tolerate it, I guess, but ours have. And so we've been wrapping the base of the trunk, and so far they seem to like it.
You wrap it with copper wire?
A few feet up.
A few
Wow.
feet up.
That's a new one.
What gauge is the wire?
I've been told it doesn't seem to matter, because I was going out and I was buying a heavier gauge to do a trunk of a tree versus, a plant or something like that. But I've been told about a 20 gauge or something.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be thick.
Age is not a major factor.
Can
But if
I
you
add-
go to Cultivate Elevate, he also has a Telegram channel with the same name, Cultivate Elevate. And there's a host of information. People from
Yeah.
all over the world have started using it.
And he's got the historic references on this, because this is all stuff that's been done over in Europe there, Dr. Gloria. You must have run into that over there, maybe.
Well, in
did.
the mid-40s,
Yeah.
Victor Schomburg wrote a book on it. He had actually saw the benefits of it, and he wanted the government to adopt it and start using it. And they said, no, we can't do that, because it's gonna put those companies that are agricultural companies that provide all
Mhm.
the
Fertilizer.
fertilizers and weed killers and stuff like that. You don't have to use that
Out of
when you use
business.
them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
The
Yeah,
only
so they
place
would-
I ever saw it done was when I was living in Spain. They did it on the vineyards
Oh,
and on some of the olive trees. I don't
Wow.
remember seeing it anywhere else, but then I wasn't looking for it either. But the olive trees were wrapped
Hmm.
with it. Yeah. And it looked kind of strange. And I wondered why. I mean, this was in the 80s. I wasn't aware
Yeah.
what copper was doing then. But yeah, I saw it in olive trees and vineyards is the only two places that I saw it.
You
Yeah.
know what the
Yeah.
So
tree,
Tracy, did you get that? Did you get that reference? Cultivate, elevate?
Oh, I know who that is. I follow that guy.
Okay.
you know, the trees have electricity in them, you know that, right? And
Mhm.
so
Yep.
when you wrap it with copper, that makes the current. You know, you can take 2 pieces of copper about 6 foot high and stick it around the tree right there, and you can bring a little light bulb, you know, the little
Yep.
fitting that you put in your wall, and hook those 2 coppers, and you can turn on your light
Yep.
out there by a tree. The tree will give you
They-
plenty of energy to put the light bulb on, because we've done that
You're-
over and over.
Yep. They do that in Ecuador, Sharon. I didn't know that. I thought it was some weird indigenous thing, but the indigenous do that when they live way out in their farms and they have no electrical power available. They do
That's
that
how-
to light up their way into their house. Yeah, it
That's
works.
that's exactly how we got started. We had places on the ranch, there's no electricity, and we had 2 helpers came from St. Louis, Potosí, and they did that to have light in
Ah.
the little place they were sleeping at the ranch. And
Yeah.
before we made that little cabin thing. And that's how I learned about it. And you can do it with any tree. They all have electricity in them.
Okay,
There's
so
actually some
here's the thing.
videos. Yeah.
Sharon, can you please demonstrate that for us either next week or send me a video, or is there a way that you can actually show us what to do? Or does anybody know how to do what she's speaking of so we can teach everyone else? Because I think that would be really helpful. Like, what if the lights go
It
out?
is.
What if the power is out? We need to learn that tip, okay? So if
I'll
Sharon,
see
I
if
know
the-
how, but I can't do it.
I'll
I'm in an
see if
apartment.
one
I
of
can't
my,
do it.
I don't know about next week, because both of my boys are on the rodeo trail, but they're the ones that will have to do it. And I know we can get it videoed, but first I have to get them home to do it. Let's put
Okay.
it that way.
well, if anybody
I'll
else,
get
Are
it
they
done
fluent?
for you.
Are they fluent in English or do they just speak Spanish
Oh,
mostly?
No, it's my sons. They speak both languages.
Oh.
And Ansamo, who taught us all of this, he speaks both languages now because he's now a citizen. But when he came 20 years ago, he didn't speak any English. But they're
I was
on
just
the
going to say I
rodeo
could
trail.
translate if we had to, but that's good. Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
Tracy, I may have still a video on that.
that'd be good
Accessing
too.
electricity. I'll have to look in my
Yeah,
archives.
thank
there
you.
are videos. I just don't have it. Yeah,
Okay.
Linda, that'd be great if you could find it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I have a
thank you.
question about wrapping the tree though in copper. Do you wrap it loosely because that trunk is going to expand and grow? Or do you let
Yeah.
the tree just grow into the copper?
No, loose.
No, yeah, you want it kind of snug,
Loose.
but not so snug that it's gonna be too tight, you know.
Yeah,
gotta
you don't want to
it.
choke. You don't want to choke the tree. I just wondered if that wrapping was loose enough to allow the
Yeah.
tree to expand without, you know.
When you have,
Perfect.
the end of it going into the soil, the end of the copper going into the soil, and you go up just a few feet on the tree and then point it north.
Yeah, the end tip you want it always to point to the north.
To the north.
Woohoo!
That may be why I got tomatoes in the middle of winter, because mine was pointing to the north, perhaps. I don't know.
That's cool. Okay, you guys, let's go ahead and finish because I know Roxanne's been waiting a week for this. So Pat and Paul, thank you so much.
Thank you so
I have one
much.
question for them. I have one question.
Okay, go for it.
You guys also use lodestones in addition to the copper in the soil? So you just do the copper?
Just the
I would-
copper we've used. Yeah.
I would use quartz.
Yeah, there's lots of different magnetic,
Yeah, I mean, we've used copper on the tops of them, on a few of them, and I was kind of like comparing the difference, and so now I'm gonna go quartz all the way.
Quartz.
On the top. Yeah.
I have a bunch of quartz. I
Yep.
gotta do that.
You can
Listen, I
yeah.
filled up my front yard with quartz crystal. My whole front yard. Well, not the whole front yard, but
But
Okay,
it's
Linda, you're gonna have to
good
show
to
us
put whatever
pictures.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Okay, I
Roxanne,
think-
you're up, girl. Thank you guys so
Okay.
much.
I just wanted to
you.
contribute more towards the freeze drying. I've been freeze drying for probably 15 years. And we started out kind of as a prepper attitude, where if, the whatever hit the fan, we would have food and be prepared. So I'm going to just turn my camera around, and I just brought out some of the things that I do all the time. But I have everything from chicken meats, ground beef, bananas, there's milk, tomatoes, so if you want to make a tomato soup. I also like to freeze dry all of the fresh vegetables because they make wonderful snacks. So we've got sauteed mushrooms. They'll only have a life probably of about 2 to 3 years because they do have a little bit of butter in them. If you have freeze dried stuff that
Wait, you muted yourself, babe. Roxanne, you're muted. There you go.
I don't know how that happens. If you have oils, the life expectancy of any product is only going to be a couple of years because it starts to go rancid. But if there are no oils in there and they've been properly packaged, such as with the Mylar bags, you can put in oxygen absorbers. And then in my jars, I also will throw in the, what is it? The moisture, little packets of
those little
moistures that you find. Yeah, and I've got stuff that's years old here that I can just open up as a snack if we want it. Love sauteed mushrooms, like I said. We've got the peaches. We've got poppy seed cake when you need that little snack. One of the things when you do vegetables, you can't really rehydrate them and expect them to be fresh. So I will use them in a soup or in a stew, or in the case where I like the snack, I do zucchini and onions with a little bit of a sauce, and it's just wonderful. I also dehydrate, and I guess that's just about it.
So let me ask you 2 questions. Number one is, how long is, if there's no oil added to the food, how long does that last?
I can't tell you, except that I go to the freeze-dried food you can buy in stores, and they say it's up to 25 years.
Oh God. Okay.
Yeah.
So then how
Yeah.
is freeze drying different? How is it different than dehydrating?
It keeps the original shape of the whatever you're freeze drying, such as tomatoes. And let me see if I can get this out.
And can you reseal that after you open it?
Sure. Sure.
Oh,
and
wow.
and this looks like it's probably about 3 years old, and so it's super crispy. Makes a great snack. Put it on a
Ooh.
salad if you want that really intense flavor. And I use my vacuum sealer to seal just like the other ladies do.
Wow. You guys have inspired me
great.
like you cannot believe. I am so excited. And then last question, Roxanne, what dehydrator do you have?
I have the Excalibur dehydrator.
I mean, wait,
And as
not
far
the
as
dehydrator.
the freeze dryer, there's only one good one on the market, and that's the Harvest Stripe.
Okay. It's expensive. Darn it.
They are, but when you think about it, I mean, you go hiking, you go camping, you have food for the future. When you look at what it costs for a little tiny pack of freeze-dried stuff in the stores, and you know what's in it, for me, it was worth it.
Well, I like it for the prepping
I
aspect
agree.
because honestly, I think if you're going to grow stuff, it's better to save it for your family than give it away. Because I'm giving away food like you guys cannot believe. But if I had a way to preserve it really well, I think it would be great because then I can give it to my family to also preserve. So awesome. Thank you, Roxanne. Woohoo!
Tracy,
Roxanne, that
Tracy,
was
you
great.
You're a
Thank you.
hiker and a camper, Tracy?
I am
People
not a
do-
camper. I am a,
Oh, okay. People take the freeze-dried packets of meals they have prepared, rehydrate it, and they have a hot meal.
Yeah,
right there.
I can give that to my son who likes to do that stuff, not me. I like nice hotels with really, really, really soft beds and
Right. Right. And soft sheets.
Yeah.
Roxanne, thank you. That was
Thank
great.
you, Roxanne. You guys, I just love you all so much. Do you have any idea how much you are loved? I'm telling you, just saying that gives me shivers all over. I mean, you guys have added so much value to my life just by being present. Each and every one of you, just by being here and just by caring for humanity and being a part of this project, it is huge. You know, sometimes people, they don't realize their value. And then there's others
No, they
that
don't.
are put up on a pedestal, which sometimes I get embarrassed by, to be honest. But you guys, I just love hearing from you. And it's like, you're so appreciated. Okay, I need to go quickly now because we have to start the meditation. So Cheryl and then Debbie, and then we're going to switch over to the meditation. Okay.
Quick question for Barbara and request. I have done water bath canning a lot in the past. And I would love to make sure when you're including your recipes to Tracy that you put in the cranberry recipes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, me too.
also, as far as your container gardening, I'm also in a situation where I live in the woods and I have to do container gardening. And I'm thinking about getting one of those larger galvanized. Is that something that you would recommend, having done a lot of container gardening yourself?
I've just done pots. I too have been looking at like the Vigo garden, above ground gardening. I think I would maybe appreciate it more because I do want to grow some things that that I haven't in the past. So yeah, I've been looking at
Okay,
it too.
let me interject
actually, what
for
I
2
use
seconds there.
I use catalytic tubs. Oh,
So I want to share this really quickly, you
Yep.
guys, because Dr.
Like that.
Ruby, you know, she presented last week, and these are what she uses. And you can see that her wooden containers are raised because some people have a hard time getting on the ground. So think about how much easier, even for myself. Heck, I would love to have that.
Yes.
And then she also has these containers, these blue containers and the other pots. But what I find I love is these wooden raised containers. And I also like these that have like the little growing things. So you could probably plant like lettuce and things like that just can continue. So it's like a space saver, right? Because it's one like space on your square footage, but then it's like you've got all these growing spots.
Right.
So I want to share that with you.
Kohlrabi does really
And it's important. Dr. Ruby's got the right idea because I had raised beds at waist height because I was in a wheelchair when I first bought the farm after my accident. So everything I had was waist height. Don't do it low because as we get older or something else happens, you're going to be down on the ground, Tracy. So you definitely start raising your beds.
And
Yeah, I have a husband
like
and a crew. We have a crew that goes out there and rototills and does stuff. Okay, you guys, we got to go quick. Debbie, you're up, girl.
Just really quick, I want to tag on to what you said. Everything that we're learning is going to be important to the future because I know several people whose projects are going to be culinary schools so that people learn how to take care of themselves with good food and how to cook and so forth. So all of this is so valuable. So just.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I believe that. And we need to teach our youngsters about this kind of stuff also, you know, super important. Okay, Linda, you're going to close us out because I got to go to a meeting.
Okay, so real fast, the above ground gardens, I've had 8 of them, and they were just one of them I can sit on and work in, but it's 4 feet across. The smaller width and higher is the way to go. Because when I broke those down that were on the ground, they were root cakes from the trees. So I noticed that Dr. Ruby had a tree close by. All the roots would grow into the ground-based planter. And to break it down, you had to chop through it. So I won't do that again, but yes, easier, breezier.
Awesome.
Thank you. That's great.
Okay, and Barbara, they want to know how to can meat. So we're gonna have to figure out a way to cover that. And I am looking for oh, here, I just found it. So I need to send Kelly the link because she's gonna take over hosting for me so that because I have to go to another meeting. And before you join the call, so you guys, I just want to thank each and every one of you who shared
Likewise.
their expertise. And I want to encourage everyone who has an expertise that wants to do like a full WoW call, because honestly, you guys, everybody has so much to learn and so much to share. Okay. Kelly, did you see the link in the chat for Zoom? It's in the chat for Zoom.
Yeah, and I have to sign off too. So thank you, everybody. Great
So I just
information.
want
We
to
all
send
learned
you
so much.
Yes, we did. And everybody has something to contribute. So please know how valuable you are. And I'm going to say it one more time because I've said it so many, but every one of us came here for a reason. We are so blessed to be a part of this awakening, of this shift of humanity. And I just want you to know that you're here for a reason. You're here for a purpose. And we are also grateful, and everybody's equally important because each one of you and all of us have a gift to share, okay? A contribution to make that you were blessed with, and embrace it, lean into it, and just find it if you haven't already, okay? Because you are loved.
Yes.
And you are love. So go ahead and close with me so I can have a great rest of the day, and put your hands in Anjali Mudra and prayer pose up to your forehead. May you think only joyful thoughts to your lips. May you speak only kind words, and to your heart, may you show love to yourself and to all around you. Peace, peace, peace. Namaste. Thank you for coming to WoW, and thank you for staying to the meditation. Need to make Kelly host. Change host. Okay, you guys have a beautiful meditation. Love to you all, and I'll see you next time. Bye for
Thank
now.
you, Tracy.
Thank you. Bye for now, you guys. Thanks,
Okay,
Kelly.
can
Thanks,
everybody
Gloria.
see oh, no problem. Can everybody see the meditation screen?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna start playing.
Welcome to today's Miracle Moment Meditation, brought to you by QHS and Key. Before we begin, let's take a minute to understand the power of our collective connection using the QHS technologies. When we gather, we exponentially magnify the quantum twine wave effect, delivering twine waves to each device and each one of us all over the world, including all members, even those without devices, the people you intend to support, and the earth itself. The Miracle Moment meditations increase and expand the quantum twine wave effect for every live participant, and with each additional QT wave and QTWE HHS connection. Every system added to the network increases the powerful, profound conscious quantum twine wave through each and every participating member. This is magnificent, coordinated, and collaborated communication with every device present.
Kelly, can you turn it up a little bit?
As more QTWE HHS and QT waves join the live Zoom calls, the effect is amplified even more. Today, we will be guiding you through a meditation. It's important to note, this meditation will last about 20 minutes. We encourage you to remain present and aware throughout the session. If you experience visions or emotions, that's normal. Allow yourself to feel and acknowledge them and stay present. The meditation has several parts, each designed to guide you toward a deeper state of relaxation and connection with your inner divine essence. The first part focuses on inducing deep relaxation, allowing you to enter a state where your mind and body are receptive to transformation. The second part involves connecting with the quantum twine waves, Christ energies, and the God spark within you. This connection facilitates a profound alignment with the universal energies of love, healing, and wholeness. In the third part of the meditation, we we expand upon your wellness, allowing you to fully experience and remember your innate wholeness and vitality. In the fourth part, we enter into a moment of serene silence. This silence provides an opportunity for quiet introspection and connection. This quiet reflection allows you to focus inward, tuning in to whatever thoughts, feelings, or insights arise within you. We also encourage you to strengthen your bond with the quantum twine waves during this silence, tuning in to their gentle presence and allowing their healing energies to flow freely within you. Finally, we conclude the meditation, bringing our practice to a gentle close, ensuring you feel grounded, centered, and rejuvenated. Remember, the quantum twine wave is scanning each participant head to toe, and then sending healing quantum twine waves as needed, wherever needed, as requested. In a moment, we will ask you to mute your microphones and speak out loud how you would like the quantum twine waves to assist you, whether it's supporting a specific part of your body or helping someone you care about. Express your intention clearly. Once you've stated your intention, take your QTWE device and place it on the part of your body where you want to focus attention and manifest change. If you don't have a device, you can place your hand wherever you would like to focus your attention. If you intend to support someone else, you can place your device or hand on the area of your own body where they need support. Remember, when you heal it in yourself, you heal it in others. Throughout this meditation, feel free to move the device or your hands to other areas as needed. If you have an HHS, please turn it to 20 now. At the end of the session, remember that the effects will continue to work, so if you feel the need to rest, take time to do so. Thank you for healing this beautiful world, starting with you. Let's begin by muting our microphones and stating our intentions out loud. Begin by allowing yourself to settle into your current position, feeling the natural comfort of your own presence. Now gently close your eyes and turn your attention inward. Notice the natural rhythm of your breath as it flows in and out. Take a full, deep breath. Feel this breath filling every part of your body, nurturing and soothing you from within. As you exhale, allow yourself to let go of tension and discomfort. Recognize that these sensations are not you. They are transient, merely passing through. With this realization, watch as they dissolve into nothingness, leaving no trace behind. You are boundless, free from these sensations and their definitions. With each breath, feel them dissipate as you become more present, more peaceful, and profoundly centered in your true essence. Now let's deepen your experience with a breathing exercise that will enrich your meditation, creating a beautiful synergy between your inner and outer worlds. Focus on the soft sound of your breath at the back of your nose, reminiscent of the gentle whispers of ocean waves. The audible sound of your breath, like the ocean waves, anchor you to the present, connecting the vastness of the outer world with the depths of your inner being, automatically establishing harmony and coherence between your body, mind, brain, heart, and all of your energetic and spiritual systems. There is nothing else to do but be in this moment, deeply relaxed, fully supported, and profoundly at peace. Now bring your attention to your body. Identify the part of your body that feels the most relaxed at this moment. It could be as small as the tip of a finger or as large as your entire back. Focus your attention on this area. Observe how this relaxation feels, how deep, how serene it is, and imagine this feeling beginning to spread. Like watercolor on wet paper, allow this sense of relaxation to expand, moving gently to neighboring areas in your body. With each breath, this soothing sensation grows, filling you up. Breathe deeply, rhythmically, and with full breaths. Imagine the relaxation spreading further and further. Notice that it's no longer just a part of you that's relaxed. Your entire being feels embraced by this calming energy. As you continue to breathe deeply, envision waves of relaxation cascading across your body. Each wave washes over you, bringing deeper calm and more profound peace. These waves are rhythmic, aligned with your breath, sweeping through you, around you, beneath you, and even beyond you. Feel yourself being carried by these waves of relaxation, deeper and deeper into a state of complete serenity. Here, in this space, you are free to explore the depths of your inner world and to dive into the vast ocean of you. Now, let's tune in to the quantum twine waves. Take a deep, full breath, allowing yourself to fully immerse in the presence of the quantum twine waves surrounding you. Feel these waves embracing you, infusing you, offering their gentle support. As you inhale deeply, visualize the quantum twine waves penetrating your body from the crown of your head to your toes. Sense the waves flowing through you, fostering a profound connection and resonance with your perfect wholeness. Each exhale, release any tension or resistance, allowing the quantum twine waves to permeate every aspect of your being. Notice the sensations as these waves interact with your cells, filling them with radiant light and revitalizing energy. Experience the warmth and vitality of this divine presence as it spreads throughout your entire being. Acknowledge the presence of Christ consciousness, the sacred energy that embodies unconditional love, compassion, and healing within these waves. Feel this divine energy permeating every aspect of your being, illuminating your path and guiding you toward wholeness. As you breathe in, envision your cells awakening to the healing energy of the quantum twine waves and Christ consciousness. Feel a harmonious alignment spreading throughout your body as every cell vibrates in tune with waves of wholeness and unconditional love. Continue to breathe deeply. Surrender to the process of integration. Trust the quantum twine waves and Christ consciousness. Intuitively know where they are needed, guiding you toward a state of wholeness and well-being. witness yourself as you bask in the deep sense of peace and relaxation that accompanies this surrender to divine energy. Now shift your awareness inward to the God spark residing within you. This sacred essence serves as your eternal connection to the source of creation, reminding you of your inherent divinity and sacredness. Feel the God spark igniting within you, filling you with a profound sense of purpose and empowerment. Witness as it radiates throughout your entire being, illuminating every cell with its divine light. Feel the quantum twine waves harmonizing with your God spark and the Christ energy, amplifying their power and potency. With each breath, these divine energies mingle and merge within you, creating a symphony of love and light that resonates throughout your entire being. As you continue to breathe and visualize, surrender to the profound transformation unfolding within you. Trust in the wisdom and guidance of these divine energies, knowing they are guiding you toward a deeper connection with your sacred self. Let this integration fill you with peace, strength, and healing as we transition into our meditation. Guided by the radiant light of the Christ energy, the unwavering presence of your God spark, and the powerful embrace of the quantum twine waves. Now nestle in, relax, and enjoy your miracle moment. Welcome to your miracle moment, designed to tap into the wellspring of wellness that resides within you. This journey begins with the understanding that the path to the collective healing starts at the core of our individual being. As we nurture and restore our own wellness and wholeness, we create ripples that extend beyond ourselves. In cultivating self-love, we find that love extends outward naturally. By healing ourselves, we lay the foundation to contribute to the healing of others. Every act of self-care is a stepping stone toward a healthier humanity, where healing ourselves becomes the catalyst for healing the world around us. Let's begin this process of transformation and embrace the wholeness that is our true nature. To begin, focus your attention inwardly and scan your body gently with your mind's eye. Notice how different areas of your body feel. As you continue this gentle observation, search for a spot within you where you feel a sense of wellness, wholeness, or joy. It might be a warm feeling in your heart, a lightness in your chest, or a calm space in your mind. Should you feel that a space of wellness isn't immediately apparent within your body, allow yourself to gently expand your search. It might reveal itself in a cherished memory, a hopeful vision of the future, or within the quiet depths of your spirit or soul. Trust that your wellness exists within you, in many forms and places, waiting for your recognition. Once you have found this spot of wellness, wholeness, or joy, focus your attention on it. Observe its qualities, how it feels, the sensations that come with it, the sense of completeness it brings. Breathe into this space, and with each breath, envision the sensations of wellness intensifying and becoming more vibrant. Whether it manifests as warmth, a sense of completeness, or an inner glow, feel it as it amplifies within you. Now, with intention, begin to allow this sensation of wellness to expand, like the warmth of the sun spreading at dawn. Let it gracefully move through your body. With each breath, it grows, filling you from head to toe, reaching into every cell, every space within you. Visualize this wellness, wholeness, and joy moving beyond the physical. See it extending into your energetic systems, illuminating them with its wholesome light. It brings balance to your emotions, clarity to your thoughts, and a deep sense of peace to your spirit. As you continue to breathe, a sense of complete wellness encompasses your entire being. You are in harmony with yourself, body, mind, and soul. In this space, you understand wellness, wholeness, and joy are at the heart of your natural state, a core part of who you are. Feeling this wholeness as a steady, unwavering presence within you. It's always there, always accessible. Anytime you wish to reconnect with this feeling, simply turn your focus inward. Now let's embrace a quiet moment together for about 5 minutes. This pause and guidance invites you to personally engage with the quantum twine waves, deepening your connection and enhancing your experience to its fullest potential. you feel ready, gently bring your awareness back to the present moment. Take a few deep breaths, and when you open your eyes, carry this sense of wellness and wholeness with you, letting it infuse every moment of your day. As we conclude this meditation, step forward with confidence, knowing that the quantum twine waves continue to flow within you. Their positive influences remain active, extending far beyond our shared time in this space. Take this step and every step hereafter with the knowledge that you are blessed.
Hi. I don't know what happened with the sound. I had everything enabled and turned up, but I guess most of you couldn't hear very well. So I apologize. Does anybody have any reactions from the meditation that they'd like to share? Nobody? Okay, well, I guess everybody's, oh, okay. Go ahead, Nancy. You have to unmute yourself.
Hey, you're welcome. Glad they could help you. See you another time.
Hi, I just wanted to say that it was really hard to hear at times, worse than others, but because I've done it so many times, I could feel it. And what I really noticed, I wanted to share right before I got on this, I went to an exercise class where I live, and towards the end of this, I think it's the frequencies coming from the HHS that you guys have. I got really warm, my face, and like the whole top part of my body just now towards the end of the meditation. So anyway, I just wanted to share that.
Great. Go ahead, Barb.
I didn't have a reaction today, but yesterday during a meditation, I have to tell you, and I live in a town, so I don't see a lot of wildlife, but a little rabbit hopped up on my deck that's beside the window that I sit at and just laid down and just totally relaxed and slept. And then when the meditation was over, it woke up and took off. So this isn't just affecting us, it is affecting the world. It was really cool to watch.
Yeah, I've noticed that whenever the meditation is on, Mimi gets into like this like jello pose. Like where I could just shake her and she's like, "Don't bother me. I'm just soaking it all up." Yeah, they love it, the animals, for sure. Anybody else? Go ahead, Cheryl.
I just want to ditto you with my little dog. She, during the meditation, just settles right in like, okay, it's meditation time, and just is quiet. She doesn't, put paws up on me because she knows it's quiet time. And I don't know if she senses it because of the breathing or whatever, but she's there with me. Thank you.
That's awesome. Thank you all so much for being here, for being at WoW, and for staying for the meditation. And I'll see you tonight at Vibe Tribe. Have a great week, everybody. Take care.
Thank
Thank
you
you,
too.
Kelly.
You're welcome, dears.